Well, for 3 weeks now, I've been having very fruitful conversation with very inspiring people. Let me give you a recap. 3 weeks ago, I spoke to the CEO of Komfanochi Teaching Hospital, Professor Dr. D0mestic, who threw a lot of light on all the developments happening now in Komfanochi and how much we all needed to come together and heal Komfanochi. And then I spoke to the Swag Sports Journalist of the Year, Bright Kankambodu, who also emphasized on the need for us to look with so much passion towards people with disability in football or in sports. He emphasized on the fact that the least we could do for such persons is to deny them what truly belongs to them. Last week I spoke to Diana Hamilton, who not only told us how she wants her angwamu, but then threw lots light on how much preparations goes into her Awake Experience project. And that has been a source of light for so many people who go there with a lots of desires from God. They enter the hall, the auditorium to worship, and they believe that as their praises are sent up to Christ, He lets down answers to them. Tonight, I am speaking to a legal luminary. Before I introduce him, he tells me that he likes Comfort Kwade, and I personally also like Comfort Kwade. Take a listen to this. YFM 102.5. YFM 102.5.
This is YFM.
Personally, this is one of Kwade's songs that I love so much. I think I love Kwade's writing prowess, and I'm not surprised that my guest tonight. I mean, he's a sharp-brained man, so I'm not surprised that he likes the likes of Kwade's songs. Anyway, before we get into the conversation, let me say hello to all my sponsors, to C Wide Phones. C Wide Phones is the home of quality phones. You get to buy now and pay later. And so if you're looking to buy iPhones, Samsung, Infinix, Itel, Huawei, any type of phone with any specs at all, buy them from C-Wide Phones. C-Wide Phones has so many branches in Kumasi, Edum. In due time, I'll tell you about that. But you can take their hotline, 0245 051799, and speak to them, okay? Also to Sparkify. Sparkify gives me all the beautiful earrings and jewelry and accessories. They are basically a jewelry hub, okay? Sparkify is at Kasi Guinness Junction. And if you need any jewelry at all, earrings, necklaces, bracelets, wristwatches, anklets for the men, your lapels, your watches too, wedding rings, any type of jewelry, Sparkify has them. Every week I come looking good, and it's all thanks to NK Splendor Beauty Salon. In fact, for 2 years now, they have dressed me up, made my hair consistently, and they've never done a bad job. They are always doing a yeoman's job. And so big shout out to NK Splendor Beauty Salon. Find NK Splendor Beauty Salon at Ahudun Shai, so just adjacent to the golf park, for your weddings, for your naming ceremonies. They do everything salon services, okay? So hair washing, hair braiding, nails, wig making, whatever you need for your beauty services, please. They do all that. And they run spa services now too, so check them out. And our newest baby is Medimix Ayurvedic Soup that nourishes your skin and makes sure that your skin is spotlessly clean. Actually, we are streaming live on our Facebook page. We are streaming live on Facebook at Y102.5 FM. Y102.5 FM. Ladies and gentlemen, the time is up. Today, I am having a conversation with lawyer Kwame Owusu Sekyere, and he is the president of the Ashanti Bar. You know that we have the Ghana Bar, which is the big umbrella where all lawyers who are licensed and trained are registered are under. Once you are licensed, you're trained, you're a professional lawyer, you are part of the Ghana Bar Association. That is the biggest umbrella. And then when it comes to where you work, basically your jurisdiction. So some could be practicing in Sunyane, in Accra, in Obuasi, in Ho, in Tamale. So there are representatives for various regions. There is the Greater Accra Regional Bar, there is the Volta Regional Bar, there is the Ashanti Bar, and lawyer Kwame Owusu Sekyere happens to be the president of the Ashanti Bar. He has a very thrilling story that we would want to delve into. Lawyer, I'll put it to you. Good evening, Kwame.
Our cherished wife.
You know, most people don't know. And today you have tear my waters.
That's why you don't have to play with lawyers.
You know,
they will take you unawares. You don't notice. They will come. Become expertise. That is without notice. And when we come on notice, that is notice to you. This one I did it expertise.
Okay. Yeah. Before we even talk more, what has been one of your most sweet times in court? One sweet moment in court that you keep reliving in your head.
That's quite a long time ago, and it has always been so. When especially somebody without maybe financial inducement to me, the person needed a lawyer at all costs, and you need a representation, and doesn't have money, and then I come in and I'm able to get that person problem resolved through law, and that makes me happy. And I've had a lot of such events. I can't even
recall all of them. But was there a day that you quoted some how do you say it? Give me the terms.
You could authorities and all that. That's what.
And
that's
then
what
the other lawyer found himself shivering.
No. They don't. A lawyer will not shiver. Just that maybe your authority today may be good for you. The same authority you may apply it the next day, and it will not work for you.
I see.
Yes.
I see. So today's meet is different from yesterday.
It could be different yesterday.
Interesting.
And then what probably your colleague did will be one that you may use today, and that will help you.
Anyway, you're welcome.
Thank you.
This is Leaderboard Series, and thank you for honoring our invitation. We know that people of your likes, you barely want to even speak on radio or share your stories. But
like I said, I couldn't have. But the power behind my invitation said that
you had to be here.
I just had to comply.
Let me ask, what inspired you to pursue law?
See, growing up, and you see everything that you do, they will tell you, do this, you don't do this, you do it, and then you are punished. And I was asking myself, why must people be punished for things that ordinarily you think this is what you want to do? And then we made that when you're a child, you don't cry certain cry. You don't eat certain food. You don't even eat at a certain point in time. So the sound to that is that everything we do is regulated by law. So if that is the case, then you must pursue it. Because in school, they asked you, we had the disciplinary code that we're using. When there is a problem, then they use it against you. And I need to prove. So growing up, that was what inspired me. I said, okay, then I need to look at it and then see how those had become laws against my right as a person.
I see. So it was more like inquisitive nature that led. But were there lawyers in your family?
Yeah,
were there lawyers you had experience?
As for lawyers in my family, yes, we do have a lot of lawyers in our family now. But I was not at that time not even following that, following them. But I was just following what was around me. That's at a certain point that they will tell you they will not even allow you to eat because it's late. Meanwhile, I'm hungry. And then you say you won't give me food, and I'm saying that I'm hungry. You say you see these are not codified laws, but they are rules.
Yes,
which is part of law
governing us.
Yes,
and you are forced to live by it.
Yes, by it. Your mother will decide not to give you food at that time. You were supposed to come and pound for food.
You didn't pound
at a particular point in time because you didn't pound. You come and then the banche and then the plantain will be there.
Cassava. Exactly. And then there is the soup.
The soup will be there.
So
I
see.
These were some of the things that was playing in my mind. And why that? And then at any level, you move to school and then they ask you to come at 7 o'clock. When you get there 7:30, you are punished.
Yes.
Why must you be punished? Because you are coming to learn. So why must you be punished for coming 7:30? So you have to obey.
Would you say that you have found what you are looking for?
Yeah, largely so. Maybe I'm still asking myself those questions because I said that okay, so these are the laws. So what happens if you violate it?
Okay. But now you realize that even now that you have even studied the law, before we get deep into it, when let's say you drive without your license, you get penalized.
Yes.
Have you been able to unravel the mystery behind that one?
Yeah, because there must be order in the society.
Okay.
Yeah, so looking at that, I appreciate the fact that yes, laws are made to regulate, to ensure that there's order in society. Wherever you find yourself, in church, the church rules are supposed to be there to guide us. In the school, on the road, even talking, coming here. You gave me a particular time to be here.
And you stuck to it.
And I have to come within that time because there must be an order in terms of, so that I don't disturb the program we were doing prior to my coming.
Absolutely.
So I was even waiting in my car when the gentleman,
yes. God bless our
God,
producer,
came and said that it's time, and then I had to get out of the car to comply.
Now, take us through your childhood a bit. Where did you grow up? What are some of the schools you attended? And at that point, when you decided to go to law school, what were some of the conversations that went on?
I was actually born in Offenso.
Oh, Offenso.
Yes.
Yes,
that was where I was actually born.
Okay. Is that where you come from?
No, I don't come from there. That's where my father was working at that time.
Okay.
And then I was born there. Then we came to Kumasi, and then I was brought up. Nurtured, brought up in Esuebua.
Okay.
Along the Sunyani Road.
IPT.
Yeah. That is where I started all my schooling.
Okay.
I started the creche there. I started primary school at Kwadaso SDA Primary School.
Okay.
And then I moved to that time Esuebua LA Middle School.
Okay.
So it was Esuebua LA Middle School that we were selected. In fact, we were 10 students. We were actually selected by some national service personnel. I remember very well one Mr. Asari and the other one, he had the guy name, I've just forgotten about that. So they selected 10 students.
Okay. At
And then
the LA.
yes. And then they tried us. No, that was primary school, primary 6.
Okay.
They selected us because, those who were not doing verbal and quantitative as part of the curriculum that we were using.
Okay.
So those in international school, my friends who were attending Cambridge International Peters Educational Center, Minnesota, they were doing that. So they trained us. I passed all right, but my father said I was too young to go to school at that time.
Oh.
So I had to go to middle school in Esuebua LA. So when we were informed, I was in Form 3. Then the Form 3 teacher at the time, Mrs. Darkon, I remember that's her name. I saw her a couple of years ago, and I was the one who even identified her. Then they said about 10 of us as well should apply
again. So
for common entrance.
The second time.
Yes, the second time. So I was then in Form 3. So I did it and then I passed.
Okay.
As part of the students that I think we were 10 and then 8 of us passed.
Right.
And then I proceeded to secondary school in Osei Secondary School, Case.
Oh.
Yeah. That's where I did my O-level and A-level. 1991 O-level I completed, and then 1993 I completed A-level.
Okay.
And that is where at that time, as to what subject to do, was in school I started as a science student.
Okay.
And then Form 3, Form 3 that time O-level, when you are going to Form 4, they select science students. So I was selected as a science student.
Okay.
But we went to the lab, and then they brought this guinea pig, the chabwa, to dissect. And unfortunately, I cut some of the vein, and then the blood started oozing,
gushing out.
Yeah. So I decided, no.
This is not for you.
I can't. So I left the class. And then I said, no, I'll go to another class. My headmaster at the time didn't agree with me, Mr. Echampon.
So because you saw blood, you no longer be a doctor?
I said, no, I can't do that. I can't do this. So I ran. And for one reason or the other, I decided to go to business class. So I joined the business class. And then I completed O-level as a business student.
Oh.
But when we went to sixth form, I was an art student at that time.
So you've tried science?
Yes,
you've tried business?
I tried business.
You've tried arts?
Arts. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now, fast forward, you are done with school. What was the way forward? What was going to happen?
Yeah, so when I completed sixth form, that's when I wanted to do law.
Oh, okay.
But my grade at A-level didn't qualify me. I was not selected for law in Legon.
Okay.
It was only Legon that was doing law.
Right. Which year was this?
That was 1993.
Okay.
But we stayed at home, so it was 1995. There was some strike for 1 year, so the university were not working. So it was 1995 that I entered the university as a social science student. I combined geography and economics.
Okay.
Because I didn't get the law that I was supposed
You had to
the
do
courses that
something
they gave me in Legon, I said no. So my elder brother, who was a lawyer then, said no. You don't have to worry yourself because there's still an opportunity for you. So just do the course that had been given to you. There will be another opportunity for you because there is a program at that time because the qualified certificate in law.
Okay.
So when you finish, you can even apply. And I'm talking about Justice Dennis J now. He's a Court of Appeal judge and he's also a judge of the African Human Rights Courts.
Okay.
Presently, yeah.
So you wanted law straight out of
yes, but I didn't get admission.
Sixth form,
yes, after sixth form.
But then you didn't get admission.
I didn't get admission. I was
but
not
you,
admitted.
you stayed home for a year.
No, I didn't stay. We were not admitted because there was some strike at the university at that time.
But you had a chance to study something else.
Yes,
which was
I was offered some courses in Legon, and I was also offered geography, economics, and sociology in KNUST.
Okay.
So I opted for the KNUST.
Oh, okay.
So it was second year that we dropped one subject. So I completed with geography and sociology combined.
So more like a degree.
Yeah, it was a degree, social science, a BA Arts.
Okay.
So I had my BA.
So then you did post.
Yes, so I'll come there.
Okay.
Yeah. So after the university. After the university, we did our national service. So after the national service, there were some intervening things maybe I want to talk about.
That's okay.
Geography and economics teacher.
Hey, sir.
Then Achumama Secondary School.
Ah.
Yes. So I
so
taught
that
for
people
about
actually call you say.
Oh yes. I have some of my students who had completed university. One had even completed law recently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, after a point, I got employment to work in the cocoa industry, Cocoa Merchant Limited, as a district cocoa manager for Seshui. Also, it was a district, but it was more or less like a region. I did for 1 year, and then Legon introduced postgraduate LLB.
Okay.
So myself and then now Mrs. Owusu Sekyere, Elizabeth Owusu Sekyere, who is the Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry. Yes. So we were in Kumasi here, so we went to write the exams. And she was also my mate at KNUST. We did sociology. We came out together. And lo and behold, we passed the entrance exams and then were admitted.
Right.
So I stopped the
teaching.
No, I stopped the teaching. The cocoa business.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So I was enrolled in Legon as a postgraduate LLB. And then that was 2000 year.
And this was going to be for how many years?
For 2 years. We did for 2 years.
Okay.
And then after the 2 years, we were admitted to Ghana School of Law.
Right.
And then for 2 years we completed, and then we came back to Kumasi.
Tuned in. Welcome. This is YFM 102.5. You're listening to Leaderboard Series with me, Abnake Yadam. Today I am having a conversation with lawyer Kwame Owusu Sekyere. He is the Ashanti Bar President, or the Ashanti Bar Association President, an astute lawyer. And we're delving into his life. I didn't know that he was once a teacher. Oh, he even learned as a cocoa. How be cocoa?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
now did that.
Oh yeah. No, even before then, the one I was named after was Cocoa Krachi. So when I became Cocoa Krachi, and then I went to him one day, and he was just smiling at me and said, "You have also done it."
I see.
Yeah. So and I was, apart from staying at the shop, I was also going to my village during vacations to visit my grandfather and my late grandfather and grandmother. We used to go to farm.
Okay.
If I know how to plant cocoa, how to weed, how to Or anything cuckoo, I know how to do it. Yes.
You don't look it. Yeah. But anyway, now you've been called to the bar.
Yeah. We were called to the bar in 2004.
Before the call to bar, some of us have heard from people who have been through law school that law school is challenging. It would drain you. It would play with your mind. How was law school for you?
If I compare that to secondary school, I would say secondary school was more challenging than law school.
You don't say?
Yes. Yes, because that one I was studying only law. So and in secondary school you were studying so many subjects. Yes, it is something that you may say because of the nature of law. Because there are subjects within the law that you need to study. Various subjects. Constitutional law has its own, Ghana legal systems, law of contracts. I mean,
law of thoughts.
Yes, law of thoughts, and all of them. If you ask me, they are more important. None of them you cannot take away one and then decide that you want to study this, because the same case that you are reading in constitutional law, that same case is also being studied in Ghana legal system.
I see.
Yes, so when you are studying these subjects, then you need to know which one, because there are various issues in a particular case, and there are various decisions, or we will call it holdings, in a particular case. So you need to know all that. That is what makes it challenging. Other than that, I think it is something that is with us, because especially for law, everything in law, there has been cases that determines how the law had been treated. So if you follow it well, you rather enjoy it. But just that during exams, you are made to, pour out what you know. And like any of the social science subjects, you can't predict law, what anybody can do with law. So that is why maybe you can say that it's challenging and all that. But I can tell you that even in the primary school and all that, those are the difficult times, not when you are too matured to study law.
2004, you've been called to the day before called to, but did you sleep?
It wasn't I slept, but I slept with so much nostalgia.
Okay.
And then I was also sad.
Why is that so?
Because I would have wished that my biological mother were alive to witness
such
that
a
day.
Great feat of yours.
But unfortunately for me, she had passed at the time. And growing up, when people were talking about my son or my daughter will be the one that will travel to abroad, that will come and take care of me. My mother never said that. Said me, this is my child, will be a cratchy. I'll be me. Then what cratchy will be more than being a lawyer?
And she's not here.
And she's not there. Even when my first degree, I wasn't worried about her absence. But when I was being called to the night before, that was all that I was thinking about. That I would have wished that my late mother were to be alive to witness that day.
You must have been a young guy then. How old were you?
Even when
the day you were around the year
I was around 24, 25. Yeah, I was relatively
very young.
I had my first child at that time.
Oh, at 24.
Yeah. Yes, I had my first child when I was in the university final year.
Ah.
Yeah.
With him Lawyer, you have finally been called to the bar. I want to take a tour in your head. How were you assuming you'd be walking like? Were you assuming that as you walk, there will be the principles and then the laws all over you? Maybe I want to say to article what just to tell the person how you are. How is it for you?
Unfortunately, I remain the Kwame I am.
Were you thinking that the day after the court to bar, be like you look different?
Not at all. Not at all.
Because some of your people walk like.
Not at all. Not at all. Rather, I was rather sober, and then I humbled myself the more.
Right.
Because I saw lot of senior lawyers that are at that time. We got to know. Apart from my brother Justice Dennis, there was lawyer S.K. Boafo, lawyer Kwame Boafo, lawyer Yao Champo Boafo, who was.
Is it Yao Boafo's family?
They were there, and we knew how they were conducting themselves and all that. So, what difference will make you coming from where my background and becoming one? Why should I rather walk like all chest out when some people are already there?
Right.
And this my brother I'm talking about was so humble that you can't even overtake him.
Right.
And he's the very person who introduced me to my boss, lawyer Ashanti Bar.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the legal brains we have in the country.
Absolutely.
So all that I was thinking about is how am I going to survive? Because you see, at that time we have heard of lawyer Toto, lawyer Sumedu Sechi, lawyer FK Bo. I mean, those D0mestic, they are all late now. And these people were there because I had opportunity of following my brother Justice Dennis when he was practicing then. He had a very good career as a practitioner, and I saw how these lawyers were working. Lawyer Naglate, I mean, and lawyer Kwame Boafo. I mean, you.
There was a standard.
Yes, there was a standard. Lawyer Pobi. I mean, these were people that when they are in court, that you know that yes, they mean business.
They know their laws.
So you have just come out, and then you are going to talk about. You are going to raise your shoulders. And no. You couldn't have done that. Look, let me tell you a funny story.
Go ahead.
Even though I was doing my pupillage with lawyer Ashanti Bar, the first person who asked me to do a case applying for bail was now Justice Marian Jauhari.
Toto.
Toto.
Okay.
She's the first person.
I see why you have a soft spot for people at Toto.
Yes. Because she gave me the opportunity to stand actually to apply for bail.
When you were not even in her
I was
firm.
doing I wasn't in her firm. I wasn't in her firm. She knew me as having been called to the bar, and she's a very good friend of my senior and my brother. So we were sitting in the courtroom at circuit courts that time. Guilty with explanation. I was said no. Then it means you are not guilty.
Okay.
I will not. You don't coach a client. That's what you say.
Okay.
You direct
them.
the person on the law available. And I didn't do that. And it's, you see, ordinarily, if she were to be my client in my office, I would have had opportunity to have conference with her.
Right.
And I thought that assault and other, and I also know under the law that when somebody pleads not guilty with explanation, you listen to the explanation, and then when the explanation suggests otherwise, then you enter not guilty for that person. So I wasn't bothered. Then the magistrate remanded, and it was a lady.
Yeah.
Remanded her.
Wow.
I'm telling you.
How did that feel for you? What were you going to say to Lawyer Mariam?
I just couldn't believe what was happening to me. My first application for bail, I got up, I made all the necessary things I know when it comes to bail. The judge said, I reminded her, I will give my reason the next 1 week. That's 7 days, not even 2 weeks.
What sort of assault was that?
As an assault.
She had a banter with someone. Physical.
Yeah, physical. I mean, I don't want to go details because
That's
the people may some of them
could be listening.
We are around. And then the first thing I did was to call my senior Ashanti Bar. And then when I called him, he started laughing at me because I was so worried because I didn't know how to call Senior Marian, now Justice Marian, to tell him what has happened. Her client is being remanded.
Kwajina Marian,
and this is my first case. I had gotten up to speak because when we were doing the pupillage, we were just following and then taking instructions.
Yes.
And this one, in fact, I don't remember any other case that I had done that I had argued like that case.
Like your life depended on it.
Oh, because this is my first opportunity and applying for bail. I know all that it takes to apply for bail. And the judge did not say that he's refusing my application. No. Say he's remanding and give his decision the next 7 days. And I found it to be weird. Not appear with it.
The way in Echi.
Yes, he has been remanded to appear before the next sergeant. Then my senior started laughing. He said, but you know what to do. You have to appeal.
Before the remand time?
Yes, at the High Court, so that I appeal for the bail to be granted at the High Court.
Okay.
So I quickly drove from, I didn't have a car at the time, so I had a taxi, and then I came to the office, started looking for how I can appeal against this. And I was struggling because I didn't know how to inform Senior Mariam, now Justice Mariam. So I gathered courage when I prepared the bail application. And when I said, Kwame, why you know what to do? She encouraged me. I must be honest with you. And that was where my heart
rested a bit, at peace.
Oh, don't worry. You have the chance to go to High Court. So, and I said, I've prepared
with
this.
her sweet voice, her sweet little voice.
And you know, she also started laughing at me.
I know, Ma will laugh at you.
So when she said, you know what to do, there's an avenue for you to. So I quickly prepared it. Then I go to High Court. And then the High Court granted it willingly. And I was so relieved.
I'm not sure you slept that night.
No. I couldn't sleep. In fact, I couldn't even eat. For a woman to be remanded.
Because and
then my first
lawyer
case appearing before a district court. That was too much for me.
And
anyway, and that is one thing maybe I would have said, but that was the spirit of Ashanti Bar.
Everybody was united.
You don't have to be trained by your senior alone
to be given a case or to be directed by him or her.
She had a lot of lawyers in her office that she could, but she just said, Kwame, just go and do it for me. Other places, other regions, you won't get it. That opportunity will not be available to you. You understand?
And it's on this note that I remind you guys that former lawyer Mariam, now Justice Mariam, is actually my bonus mother-in-law. So if you guys didn't know, if you mess with me,
I'm just telling you this story for you to know that it's not only your husband that she has trained. Some of us 20 years ago, she trained us, and we had always been looking up to her as well.
She's excellent.
Yes.
She's amazing. But I know that through school you guys go to the moot courts and all that. Apart from this very experience, which other court, when you finally became a lawyer, really shook you, like got you preparing so much to meet the judge or to show up in that court?
Per the training, you don't necessarily believe that a court will shake you. All that you need to do is to prepare yourself for the case before you go with all the laws. And one thing about law is when you are studying for your client, you also think about what the other person is coming to say.
Okay.
So that you meet that person
halfway.
Or then you argue your case out. I may do a case now, I may argue, and then I may lose, and I'll be happy.
Oh.
Yes, because I've tried the law. Where my stand is, if I lose, especially at the lower court, I can go to a higher court or superior court to get it overturned. It depends on the argument I'm making. Yeah.
Now, you are a lawyer. Is there any case that has come before you that you felt, case with a minute, case with the...
to be honest with you, ethically, that is where maybe it depends on the ethics and then conscience.
Okay.
But in our work, it is the ethics that regulates us.
Okay.
So if ethically I may be conflicted, that is when I will not do. But if I'm not conflicted, and the nature of the case is said that, when somebody hears you doing that case, they will say, we said it. As for lawyers, this, that, you know very well, especially when you are doing murder cases, they say, oh, you know very well that the person had killed somebody, yet you are defending. But the law says I should defend.
Everybody,
and especially,
deserves equal
especially when there are defense. So it is when my ethics comes into conflict, then I'll decide. I'll decide on that. But it's against my conscience to do cases like armed robbery when I assess the facts and then I believe that I'm convinced that the person is, and then drag cases. But like I indicated, I can only decide not to do it when it's against the ethics of the profession, that I shouldn't do that case. Other than that, I'll still take it, because
but
that
everybody deserves a lawyer.
Oh yes, that's what I'm saying. That it is when it is against, it conflicts with the law, that this case ethically you cannot take it. For example, if the accused person is related somehow to me, it may affect my judgment. If the victim is somehow related to me, or those areas
makes sense.
And then there's a conflict, you have represented the person in that particular case, and then another case on that same first comes before you, and then you are turning that one. Ethically, it is wrong. So I'm always guided by the ethics of the profession.
How does it feel when you meet your friend as a lawyer on the opposing side in court?
That means your work is done. Yes, that's where you are going to work, because it makes your work easier.
How?
Because the person is also coming to talk about law, and then you also. That's why I'm saying that you prepare yourself.
So you guys are not literally enemies.
No. How can he's the very person who is handling the case, so that you can also take your fee?
Because in the public's eye, if so I have a friend who think that is upset that two lawyers should be friends. Just because they are having, he's on the other side.
When you are on the law, you are on the law. When you leave the courtroom, even in the courtroom, yes, you will. You see, sometimes people emotionally attach themselves to a particular case. And which is unethical, which is wrong. But other than that, he's doing your case, he's making his argument, because we all study the same law. That's why I was telling you that you study the law and you use it. Today, I'm opposing an application for injunction. The next time, I'll be opposing, I'll be applying.
For an
and then
injunction.
my friend, whom I did that case with, another case, he's on the other side, and then I'm on the other side. And I may be using his argument to advance my case. We are not, we are not enemies. We are not the parties. We are counsels,
representatives.
And arguments my friend will argue or will put forward, and then mine is what the judge, who is the empire, the independent, or the referee, will assess. If I know that legally what the judge decided is not based on the law, or maybe error of law, then I'll appeal, and by that I'll get money. You understand? Not to do it, you make sure that you work diligently.
Yes, absolutely.
But if I know that I'm on the right course, but the judge is wrong, the judge is also a lawyer. He studied law as myself.
Absolutely.
Just that his decision now is based on what the two of us are saying, and then he will take a decision. So it can go one way, it can go the other way. If it goes on my way, and my friend appeals, so be it. You go and argue.
Just before we go on the break, let me ask you something very funny. What are some of the prayers lawyers pray every morning that people get into trouble?
No, not at all. Not at all. We pray that God gives us the strength to defend people.
Okay,
because if you pray or you don't pray, people will get themselves into trouble. And our work is not to only defend.
Right.
It's to direct you. Like when I'm here and maybe something is going wrong, I'm supposed to advise you, and that is my work.
Okay.
What we do in terms of going to court litigation is just a fraction of what we do as lawyers.
I see.
Yes.
We'll be back.
When you have the extra bit of ambition in your heart, you also need that extra bit of energy to come through. And for that, Rush Energy Drink is the boost you need. created in the USA and proudly made in Ghana. Thanks to its unique formula, you have the power of ginseng, the benefit of vitamins, and the energy of inositol, taurine, and caffeine. Stay active and energized.
After hours of planning, Kwame and Yao placed a perfect multi-bet. A big win on United, and both teams are scoring the London Derby. But Yawa, who could have picked Leicester over City? Or a high-scoring game at the London Stadium? But Kwame no dey shake. Unlike Yao, he did Bet Plus Betway. And with Betway's Bet Safer, he can win even if his bet misses. On multiple losses, he can get back his bets and more. Bet Safer, exclusive to Betway. Get way more. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18.
Condos de la Chichi, it's luxury at its best. We have options to choose from for a perfect rest. Standard, studio, executive, or suites. The choice is yours to make. Luxurious living with kitchenettes for a stylish escape. We have bed and breakfast, laundry service, conference rooms for business, and leisure for you. The Los Angeles Lounge on the 4th floor has a high poolside view and entertainment as the sun sets in the sky. Locate us at Santasi off April Road, a convenient and luxurious space. Condos de la Chichi, where luxury meets affordability. Contact us on 0509-268-723.
Malaria fever.
Agriculture is for everyone, and I dream of the day that everyone will have an agriculture, vocational, or technical story to share. My name is Araba Kumsin, and I welcome you to Ghana Grows Ejuma.
Join Araba Kumsing on YFM 102.5 every Monday at 8:30 a.m. for the Ghana Grows Ejuma broadcast. Don't miss Ghana Grows Ejuma broadcast on TV3 at 5:45 p.m. every Sunday evening. For more information on how to register for the Ghana Grows program, call the Springboard call center on 030-8255-775 or visit Springboard Zone or Ghana Grows on social media.
Ghana Grows Ejuma is brought to you by Mastercard Foundation in partnership with the Springboard Roadshow Foundation.
Let's go.
Darling.
Yes.
Ye bedidina meche angel cola. Me bread do. Obi fa angel cola drink. Na ni yonku eyi angel orange. Ana angel mango. Ose me san pedi obi ye. Aka me dem.
Sese obi ape angel soft drinks ni nyina bi.
Ay daddy, me say me penny ni nebi.
Sister, what dear mama angel peach, angel strawberry, and na angel cocktail. Actually, no my bad angel apple lime.
What ye? Esanya from my dear. Miss Angel Cola, any angel orange, and a mania. I think and it's also from wifey. For us, just no, Ebesia. Never angel drinks in a room. Obianca Tana in Winnie. There was Sabaso Mono, no anum.
Annie, that's a massa. And no, no.
There be a sunny and no. Hey, Angel Cola, the Assemble. Angel drinks here. I'm in a bush. I don't call soft drinks beverages limited. And why? Who to do after one? 0244 83 22 86 and 050 78 78 668.
Angel drinks.
Taste like our day.
FDA, Ajay Denkratuyatu.
Beauty is power, and a flawless look is your secret weapon. Get ready to turn heads and steal the spotlight, because Seg Glam Lounge is finally here. From gorgeous braids and sewings to personalized wig making, acrylic and gel nails, lip and chin wax, silk press, and the finest manicures and pedicures. Every service at Set Glam Lounge is designed to elevate your body. With unmatched precision and artistry, we don't just enhance your look, we perfect it. Because when it comes to beauty, you deserve nothing less than excellence. Locate us at Emena Kumasi, King's Pub Filling Station, and let the transformation begin. Book your appointment now. Call 050-686-1614 or 0549-210132 or 059-11-84474. Follow us on Instagram at seg_glum_lounge.
The first race to start the party year. Celebrating cultures, heritage, and connections in Kumasi. Come slay in your best Ghanaian fashion as we celebrate Ghana's birthday this year. Come on! YFM and AQ3 Event Center brings you the Made in Ghana rave. Best Ghanaian everything like food, drinks, music, and lots of games. We're doing shooting, volleyball, arrow throw, FIFA Supreme Gamer, and giveaways. Let's party hard with the best DJs and MCs in the city. Date is the 7th of March 2025. Venue is the AQ3 Event Center, Diamond Hills, Denja Morsel. Time is 10 a.m. till you want to leave. And I doubt you can, cause the party's gonna be fire. The Made in Ghana rave. Rate is 200 Ghana cities. Get your tickets by dialing *713*33*25#. Made in Ghana rave. A party you cannot miss. Powered by YFM and AQ3 Event Center.
Malaria fever. Have I missed time?
Phone bia any accessories for Sea White Foods. A hot now papa. They go for Sea White Foods. Oh bia see
YFM 102.5.
So I'm still here having a fruitful conversation with lawyer Kwame Owusu Sekyere, who is the Ashanti Bar president. Today we are talking the law. But before we continue, let me talk to you about Sea White phones. You're looking to buy the latest phone of the latest brand of iPhone, Samsung, Infinix, Itel, Techno. Opedi to me trap pictures come up. Opedi storage in the door soon. Just a whoop phone, papa. But unshare nis kasa and hardly. Sea White phones is still practicing buy now, pay later policy. Until you can buy now and then you pay later, all right? No matter how many weeks or months that it would take you to pay, you can still go through it. Sea White Phones has 4 branches, and you can find them at Odakate Farms building, just beside the Jabba at Edum, and then Sambra Hotel Junction, inside the Champion building. They're close to Melcom, as well as Edum PZ. They're inside the Sobolo station, and then Kejitia, they're beside the NTN main office. From hotline or anytime, any day, 0245 05 1799. Go there. Koto phone bia. Who the uska upese wo toni nyina so na utia e kwanda ho with me. You need to add a touch of glamour to your life, and it's got to be with Speckify. Ope bracelets, elegant rings, say wedding rings, say promise rings, say fashion rings, ope wristwatches, leather dear. Papa Bia making good impression or brabum papa be dia channel. Madam fu be senes mini why some coaches can ya de nam sen kasa obi here bibi. Sikeni say dia obehesa aboseng to watch mano. But then koto fala watch bia ko Speckify no ma papa no nye fe no. Lawyer dia lawyer Obadia, lawyer Mrs. Benedicta Fredia Jemai. Also on yellow no ko sa ton watch or ton bracelet anklet ni sanyo manina about life or no pay life. It's a movie. You can also buy gift cards from Speckify. You give it to your loved one. Maybe you're not sure what to gift someone. Okay, it can happen. Sometimes you know a person that well, but you still don't know the things that may impress them. Just give them a gift card. They walk into Speckify, and then they get to make a choice of their own. Maybe I will call watch or no coveto lapel. On coveto sunglasses, on coveto bracelet, customized bracelet, into the Antansa, Fiscano, and as a for card ne comano. Find Speckify at Cassie, Guinness Junction, just adjacent the Methodist Church. Udina Cassie, Guinness Junction, or your Methodist as sorry, I know I Speckify or Bresai for fair so speak to them on 0533346762 or 0533338773. Find and follow them on all social media pages at Speckify, spelled SPERKYFY. And on this note, big shout outs to lawyer Mrs. Fredia Ajamai, CEO of Speckify. Once again, Hey, lawyer, also lawyer, but your cardio can't review. Oh, Osborne, lawyer Osborne, Freddie Ajimai, lawyer Osborne, fetch me. On this note, let me say big shout outs to NK Splendor Beauty Salon. Me see in film you I want to see me home. On be me tea, on be makeup, me nails, me be better say family P metra man science golden trophy dear. More best say my who see ni BBI top notch. See you Nana Safo and Escofisa for Nana. Thank you to your girls, Comfort, Efia, Akosia, all the girls inside NK Splendor Beauty Salon, and the guys Aaron, Larry, Nyamishamo. You guys are amazing. I mean, everybody compliments me every time I stepped out, and so because of the good work we. Inti say wo worry na person mu sisi ho, oto bedi person mu sisi ho. Person mu ye wig ma anything salon service. And my dear salon ko ye bia mema no tie nyi mu fi mu say the spa services aba you now kakra be massage kakra aha na se bibia koboko. Find NK Splendor Beauty Salon ewo ahudwin sia so here adjacent the golf park na almost sorted. We are back. Now let's talk about the Ashanti Bar. What is the criteria for one to be the Ashanti Bar president?
Oh, yes, like national, your constitution, you know, which we are president of the bar, if you're the region national, you have to be more than 15 years and above.
Okay.
And you qualify from that, unless they be a regional, a beer, that time I be a betua bar, and I say a be a maninia ubia. 15 years and above now. And no, just a national council, no, amount permission, regional permission, say, more that qualification, you know, of 15 years and above, and of good standing, as a utio dues, Yabehe, Usubai, Sene Usiti, no. Asana or mama can say below the age of 15, no, but at the time I became the president, I was 15 years at the bar.
Now, already the law itself is stressful. When I say stressful, I mean look at you carrying people's burdens. Obi no dene kabia ye chichino dena sama bedan lawyer and now obi ne contract to be a oko signing na onhunu ho ano, then you are supposed to read all this. You're already burdened. Was it not going to be more burdensome carrying the entire Ashanti regional bar on your shoulders?
Duty. Practicing law is what you have studied.
Okay.
And you are just practicing it.
Okay.
Until there was Siano, and now would the year Ejuma. Until Ubiasem and so Fanswa and Randy Wumno, and now the Udi Ejuma. Until they say there was Siano, and now the Ejuma Senior. That particular issue, no, which media resolve your mano.
Right.
That is your rule.
Right.
Eti unam sebia krofo asem eson ne ne ne. When I say they said the mobom te bomita so you have to, you see, and that is one thing about the profession. Because you live with it. Everything you talk about can everyone also sees you.
NK Splendor.
NK Splendor. I was just thinking, say, ufi say almost yes you ma efe. Minim other package a woji free ho. See, we na was a union lawyer. No chose a dear down sees you hona opino. A juma wo ye mom, skills who mutia mom, minim how it is it.
Okay.
No, there was lawyer.
Right.
No transit.
Right.
No church or near maybe any so.
Oh.
Na sana uhuna who sees here now or body.
Was a cracker home?
You might be brave because who to who fair or uknu kama Odama Crofo boy be a kabu kukra kebianka worry. So you might be brave now bit me everybody and I'm saying only lawyer Antina saying who any you said there are other benefits apart from who I FN.
Interesting.
To the FN on tour.
Yeah, no. Yeah, me.
So it's a Jumana Maji say mayor no so no a service na bi. Law is service. my role as a executive member, because me na me that executive na nyame kwa na me adwuma no.
Okay.
And there is shared rules and duties and responsibilities for my executive. And thank God, my executives are fantastic. Ashanti Bar executive that I work with, they are very fantastic. I can't say more than they are good.
They make the job easier.
Everybody is playing his role, and my members are also awesome.
Awesome.
They support us because there is a spirit behind the Ashanti Bar.
And you're talking about it.
A penny for non be what say Justice
Mariam.
Yeah, by now, senior lawyers rep.
Okay.
Now lawyer crowd one was see any lawyer near before I catch you. That is how we do. My role is defined for me. My duties is defined for me. My responsibilities are defined in accordance with the Constitution and the spirit or the traditions
continues
of Ashanti Bar. Fortunately for me, my boss, my brother, any Sinaya Boafwa, making Justice Dennis, my boss, who now were members of the executive.
Okay.
Me started as junior lawyers rep.
Okay.
A branch ne mabano, Minana Meda Mano.
Oh.
I assume a call ye pay for here bibia. Without that, and Kitwa no lawyers and Kitwa. Maybe I need you.
Okay.
So, and I'm saying, it's you know, Munina, the boo, a home brassier, ne, a home farmer, ne no muna, ye juma, ye nimping for now, or more at it, we are near floor, I catch us a deal we 1 year or so, you see, a quite one way sweet, and yet, Motinity, social secretary, like organizer, secretary, and Yankopon, Madam said, Mimrama may soon that level.
Right.
So, a Juma, there was a way, winning. No, was all so now, we uncle coffee for the in here, be a mamma may come home. And yet, I dear Bia, my father say, may struggle, and I said, may brain a may. Me ye no send ye say me nya no na sebiti ebia me member bi ebia de man ye den kakra eye sese so de ya doso
right
tie ebia member bi ehia akwa ahia bi anase bibi na o se ebia wudru ho na no de ya na ema bre no edoso
o mrante ne ba ko se o chia lawyer Kwame Owusu Sekyere.
Obviously, social very fantastic. Last year,
very fantastic guy.
Yeah, they didn't buy. I said, the Jumano, why yet? When you try, obedi Nadia and lawyer Shadrach. Also, yeah, Jumana come on. Or share na Ababe Shenana and a junior lawyers rep. Fortunately, for a long time now, your lawyer Farida is all crying.
Okay.
Or free now, or free executive more. And you're saying another Oba Lina.
Okay.
And also, very fantastic. And also, Edam and Martin and Mabana. No, Tiana, because Omuyama come, lawyer Shadrach, me treasurer. Lawyer Mavis, or no say a best castle cradam piece, near the yard, yeah. Finchum says, Cano, he said, argue why you did Sana, Wapeneso, my baby, a lawyer Cecilia, Mrs. Cecilia, the Matechi, or also very fantastic, Minihon man, number of Crana, Omunabo Mechidom, Vice, Assistant Secretary. Danadu Dankwa, Jimama, Mrs. Jimama Utia Champon, and also your assistant. I mean,
they are doing so well.
They are doing so well. They support you. Bia Moye Bia Motanase, Ubia the Najune Eba, as he said, Nebe, the Kotua members a chair, or Musubu Chidom. Eti, and young one say, Uba Committee of Basa, Ashanti Bar is undoubtedly the top, the best. Even when it comes to national,
last year you organized the Ghana Bar Conference. We'll talk about that. I mean, I have been following. I have a particular interest in law stuff. Inti, Enti moyade. But lawyer mami misao. You know, when it comes to, for instance, my profession, I always say that managing radio personalities or managing people who are stars is like managing egos.
Yeah.
It's not easy because obiya boss, obiya trimono. That's not how it is, but that's just an example. Because imagine that there's the likes of Kwame Sekyere, and then there is NY DJ here, there is Kwame Poku here, all under one roof. These are people known. Switching it to the legal profession, Obia feel say 6 years and 7 years, me a lawyer because I don't a first generation lawyer when the busi mtino menkasa lawyer for your hand time baby and now free say so we a senior on so ba how is it for you managing all these classes of people in various firms? Because all firm non nyama would their training in another firm, maybe there's a way they are raised, there's a standard they are supposed to follow. How do you merge and manage all these people to become the Ashanti Bar?
See, also I told you about my beginning, how I even got to where I am now. In a law profession also, if I say nipa bebre trim say adwuma bi asabi enmonyam ewum. So him say enmonyam wuma. Any kwanso to say enmonyam na say.
Right.
That is the first thing you have to know.
Okay.
Ena sabi say o say edawo ye lawyer. Enrechi ana enra no be a lawyer. Enwa baba beto no. Nti ye training no say yes sum because uji obi asem na kan yesum na wo sum no enti also obra ho ase na adwuma na esi de ban se usua na wo de enti se o kase leadership se de mekan oba panyinfo a me senior but also ye the president.
Okay.
But me di buo ema obi a lawyer bia so ya akra and men can say
yeah, brantier,
but oba adwuma no mu encheye oye young at the bar say wenyini say onyini ye de otie bia oye lawyer first ebuo enye ade a wo ye say obi chair on ne man nti o so di ebuo mu bia. That is how ye tete ye yadwuma no yesi seniority so nti senior bia no wo de ebuo no ma no na junior no so no or your colleague. The only difference is woman say uba adwuma no na ache but bet say obi e bia CEOs your CEOs bia omo law now owi a or a young lawyer
but you see you baby right.
Let me cite one example. Unim lawyer Kesben Mr. Kese.
Yes. Claudia Kese, Papa.
Yes, ne bakra a lawyer.
Aye.
But even as a lawyer, any day, this man still humbles himself as a lawyer, a young lawyer, and the difference between no as CEO and no, or the Boma, ne colleagues. I mean, but he employs, he can employ me, he can employ others, but a human woman. Or the need buono Emma Ubia Esefata. And Sana Ubia so also ye. Ubi on my any subain.
A boom de mano.
Yes, and no sa no crowd, na ye leader no. You still have to manage them.
Absolutely.
A management because Ubia or the ope any the ompe. But a humana the ashes no any that me de no. As a lawyer, that's my first is to the profession. My duty is to protect the profession, his image. Be a course as a lawyer. Be a say a penny cry na oya dear nenya. You require if I saw no. I deal with judges. I deal with circuit court magistrates. I deal with court clerks. I deal with even when you go to court and you see some of the clients coming, you still have to respect them. It's how you deal with them. Now, Oshe, there was a Uno Bia, Sebi Oma, no cobble, Yun Casoya, Sebi President in T, Obroso. The only thing I bet me akase bia bako court ne bia me pentem na mesre say eno kran mesre me sorry nkase bia me press a frame case man. No, I will not do that. But just that we do say ukona
dia senior if any case and sani fraud
ya fraud but e bia na bibi nti usre ya che sa ne man nyina eno ne de adwuma nti it doesn't mean say be president now we executive nti no obetimi amma beti so mom do koy no abesi ufom
Lawyer, you mentioned that now there are lots of lawyers. In fact, every year during the court to bar, there are so many, and there are more to come. Make Kwame joining. Dimisumeba ni paradoso. Because the firms are limited. I mean, to me, I have done a little survey, and I think say Ashanti regional crown if more firms send just 700. In Ruho baby Accra, but there are lawyers more than.
I don't think it's firms as we call it will be more than 250.
Okay, but there are more than 700 or more than 200 lawyers. As the president, what are some of the initiatives Modi Gwa Kwema say freshly minted lawyers no more bano. At least Obia Benya baby I didn't know because what I know about the profession is that I as a driver no say practice here be a now so you need a firm to start lawyers I will say
we are country who experience no
what are some of the plans in the pipeline for issues like these?
Let me address this concern. Yes, it is true say lawyers are being produced, but the question is, do we need them? The answer is yes. We need more lawyers. In fact, your editorial office, you need a lawyer there. But there are so many things happening at the radio stations that if you are to take you people on, most of the radio stations will collapse. Because we'll be suing you and all that. Your editorial policies, your what you do on air, move validity, more rules, no more ethics, baby. Krum have baby, koso yaka omunti eba niafa. Eti uko police station. We need lawyers as police. Fortunately, we are having police officers. Omo ekoye law no omo boa. Wherever we find ourselves, we need lawyers. So it is not only seeing people putting on the robe and then the gown and the whip and I won't say lawyer Juba. No, I told you say litigation is just a fraction of what we do. It's yes, a bad people you have to be trained under lawyers, but there's supposed to be companies in a more legal departments. I also almost a training and American say you should have a legal department. It can be one or two senior lawyers, maybe training more or as a when I say beyond now before some becano we share the legal implications of it. I assume look, you were talking about opese warrior koto ring what has ring got to do with our hair?
Send any idea then say you're married and
but maybe any one of my say oko warrior or so shekawa.
Oh
no, none of the laws that we have. No.
There's a have permission from the law to even breathe.
Oh, now say a friend say your friend say a frama. I was say a hunty. Your Environmental Protection Act. I was a feeding Nina say a law. Our area wouldn't say our area emra. Your area, your warrior, a mamre council warrior, what worry. But move to me for BB engagement. Nami who are nani panoso, our area rebusia form university. Yeah, mamre near you council, Sani define our area, say a union between two families. It is so council near say no fine, but a brother who was so Gusia. Our area no chess a crochet gown. Our area Mrabia no say crochet suit. Kente, Namo Pamana, Chichimona. More transit crowd, and you're part of it. Oh, no, maybe yeah, So be a jumano a group pepper so be a mrama no kwan so timi set up in the office.
Okay.
And a jume bia munso no. Ye jume bia we mrada ho. Te also sunya legal department. And these are some of the things, and fortunately some companies have started doing it.
Right.
And the lawyers there, yes, you produce a way there.
Bebrina so probably
muman mumini uchabre ndua ye be bi afri mu ne sa ne manema no wa utimi no obeko. But as far as I'm concerned, there was a dey tutu kwemu no bi da make ya boa say be ba ya make say muni legal. You need it. You need it. Because obiba na obaba be ye ejuma wa hanoma. What is the relationship like? Your managing director should have a lawyer advising him who he brings to the studio and all that.
Lawyer, let's take a look at the everyday life of we're talking about the fact that people, most people think that until you have an issue, you don't need a lawyer. And so in their heads, they have a lawyer. I was citing my uncle as an example of that he felt you don't really need a lawyer until he had an issue that one of your young men, lawyer Tony Nyaba, assisted him, and now he fell in. Inti me kai say maybe say maybe why lawyer no nan enija befi because when a lawyer for from an abuano when he case on a regular. Do you need a lawyer? One, what do you who qualifies to have a lawyer? That's one.
Ubia here lawyer. Even a crowd no. Say banana maker. Untimi enter into contracts, but contract be on necessary. A crowd bit me enter. Sana mrana eche.
Okay.
So there are necessities of life. Ma abofrano. Which me. Untimi say so the abofra call hospital. Crowd utimi nkasa. Na doctor no. No. Now we mame and I say o say o mina me ba no ntimi ma ye infa drew we nka no na doctor no ehun say no ya akra o timi enye we a emrama no kwan so hwe akra no jan mame ne de no. Yes, your hospitals Hofanoche, all the hospitals, they need lawyers.
Right.
Everybody needs a lawyer to talk to because an among be able to be an American say this one no school we later I didn't know near boss now ya cry.
Yabu obi was school but we didn't lawyer.
But say GS for say this a teacher Nina a supervisor nurse man.
Okay.
But meaning where that is coming from. Because me sitting here, I did not been for the headmistress at that time of Osei Secondary School, Mrs. George Nofuria, and they disciplined me by Kenny Mia. And I don't know where I would have been by now in terms of discipline and all that. So it's yes. About discipline in terms of I'm rather home. See a quiet nim crane or see a chess I never nina. Ubanus you, ensure Benum, or say Galamsey for ye can issue the Emrada Hua, ye deputed issue. I didn't have validity. If you not a better one cry, say, ye traditional, ye say, a de quasi, and I brother, yenko issue me yenkofu, a dintia. Na eboa ana sa a customary law ani ejitum ukwa punish
yeah
ejitum eti bibia ye bia mrada nti bia anamon bia wutu bia na mka opeso ware kra also lawyer ho ni cheche mu de open no aye because our bi onu unya de hu kokoya untimi nye oba fufuru bia ho ade. But uye biswa obetimi aye bia ka ho so pa unu ori dia sembia but ye jane sa so kono so fu no de show de mu kikan yare mu owo mu yare adia si ye yare
you so crazy
yare udo si yare mu ni aka shewa no akoka meanwhile, ya depend on ultimate jai. So you need advice in anything you do. Be nipa wo ye bia, wo pese obi company, wo pese school kra wo kokra na ko lawyer ho no betimi a church.
So then why is it that I say the average Ghanaian, I've not traveled, so I would limit it to Ghana. The average Ghanaian feels is they shouldn't have a lawyer until they have an issue.
I know na enye na ye ka say obia na mo bia utu bia na mra eda ho.
Into obey say to say me hey. Me nya asem bia na nkama ba wo.
I don't know your friend on retainership.
Okay.
U ped lawyer bia ofi say wasem bia o pese obesusu no bia bosome so a oni ne ye nhyehyɛ says bosome so na o se otu aneka o se afi na o se otu aneka say o ye ne lawyer o ono be say nhyehyɛ no
say say insurance.
Oh yes
me nya case a metu aneka
what your premium
me nya case so metu aneka
and anya case when I say ade bia o ye bia unya advice.
Okay. So it's not only in the bad context.
Baby, and yes, because unya asema na ya den but a futu be a lawyer the be ma ono. They said they make our yourself say bia unim de bia unim say okay, a Romani, the nuance Roman sorry there. Say a yere ba kon, a kunu ba kon and ate ho. But say you for say chiche also Roman. So it is a ye catch now timine bia Ode oni se bia utimi ne se bi oba ba ko no kwa ntimi nware a amamre kwan so ye gitum se wo ware ba ko a wo pese wo ware ba ko ka ho a yo emra eno kra emra da ho yesu e friends wo compensate no wo pata no
yeah no gitum so be makwa ya ma
now free say no now pay that do asumdue be ba you go for it enya for bibia wo ye bia so omomo ye enro omomo ton eniema enam de ode friend saying omo musisi ho kama e kan obetimi wo kọ na wo sisi ho a obi kwa akoto no we bia na sa abre kwa anya chata de na ka ope ba office ho ayefu but wo de ode ahye wo na wo ntu aka no office efu but wo na wa hye wo mame abo ho ka ukunu ahwe wo abo akọ ho ma wadidi aye kama wa hye atade na akọ no ukunu de benefit no onya
Assemble crazy. But the law is it's an interesting
yes
avenue.
That's why I was telling you say bisano then me who na me bisame that time I was asking myself so many questions I didn't know I see
there's a ukuna ko homa cresa o say udini kokko
oh no man say there is domestic violence at say so na ma wani engine ne ma na ye hwehwe ni ye nhwem ni o say no betimi atua dodo ene ontua betimi de na ko
e man way mu meti
na mo so no aduane no so wonu ana no da bia na wo ye mo ne nkwan ma no mo ne nkwan ma no omi ho awajiska kese na yem hihye na ono so so betimi do akọ say emotionally ono so you affected.
I see.
Lawyer,
you told us that you had your child right after
because I was in the university my first daughter.
And I was still saying that if you ask me out before marriage I thought that lawyers were it was going to be beautiful marrying them. Then you get married, you realize that you're sharing.
Don't go there.
You're sharing your person with the job. How do you strike a balance?
If you say, "Oh my, see a pound," we say, "Hey, lawyer for."
I didn't hear.
I saw Koya because I lawyer. Lawyer no the law no baby sisi minene wanema nti muye bibia
neshisha moho
because wanya yebeka say oh yanka lawyer 7 nene wanema uzo mpeso be say our first duty is to the profession. Absolutely. So you try as much as possible not to impose. In fact in the home you don't talk no our law no so yeah that's what I'm saying you see law now Edinyansa eso ka ho so sabi utimi enye very strict one say ti lawyer for there unya bi ware a na nyankopon na aboa wo
enukremum
yes because I didn't be brave
say we busy no
or compromise it because say yanka say anase say
that's true that one is true
enti edo there I'm telling you say ye bala enam ni nyina ye de nyansa ne mbra no ye de atoto ho so
we're speaking of it that there's a notion that when lawyers are dead they are buried face down. How true is it? There's a lot. If you say a lawyer for the I watched a funny video of it's a white boy who was telling someone about his dad's profession, and also my daddy is a liar. Into Madam Natural liar, as in LIAR, but then he was trying to say a lawyer. So later, the madam asked the boy's mom that because a liar. I said no, a lawyer. I said, well, liars and lawyers are almost the same. So I wrote the first one. There's a notion that lawyers tell a lot of lies. There's a whole lot of misconception about lawyers. You are here. Please clear the air. Is it true that when you guys, when the ones that you've seen died, they were buried face down, and then moya mamrebi yesemoye say once and say who who has them to say.
Oh, the event you can say ninya enye no kre obi ohodoma na ebia o gidie bia o dada ne bia sa gidie no e na ne nkrofo de ye dia. But who call law school no now they are professional kasa dia and mount yes animano.
Okay.
And kase eduna koye.
Okay.
But they be na me kase before say me Catholic. I use my rosary. Obi beba me office na bia me shi incense. Nene anema no ntiase. Na dwene say bia me face it. But me vampire, of course, I call the saints. Because I believe in Saint Anthony, yes. I believe in Saint John, I believe in Saint Gabriel, I believe in Saint Michael. Oh, they make us I know me faith, but it is not the law profession that
you were not taught that in the
law school. Obi who had law, etiquette to say that me can. Body don't hear that.
Okay.
Yeah, we had nothing to do with yes you home. Near they were to that cabin. Just say bia Obi o home man no akase bi stremo. Say bia we want me wish ne say ebia lawyers in see me ebia say bia dada kakro pe say lawyers so by no ebusuafo no pa e no mbema mo kwan
it could be so washen him run at all but it's up to the family
to because me fan say o say lawyer for so adaka kwa na ebusuafo no was kan no kofa enenko ya aso almost sad ne ne
that they from that they for
Utivin kosa change na because who kasa ye mama sa yensa yenfa funu nensa so ena says who e bia na ebusua no no obi wa butu ne dada who kasa yenfa adaka na ensa yenfa ensa eti no yenye sa de yes I don't know just bia nipa na senior usitie yes you be so na dakam nina you lawyer bi on mo wu a wo pe lawyer for bi kra
because in the contribution
yes the old man say lawyer kra no people don't respect I mean but obi so e de ba owo hen kra na obia be kobi
men kai mo ya I recently saw the video of the late
Obimenu. Yes.
And I saw, I mean, some lawyers from Accra in the video.
Yeah, our national president was, unfortunately, I couldn't be there on that day because of other personal commitment I had to also fulfill. But my executives were there, and all that is necessary for us to have done.
Was done.
What we do is a moot court.
Yes. And that was moot court. A lot of people didn't know that you do that for lawyers.
We do for a member of good standing.
Oh,
yes, we are lawyer. If you are in good standing, you pay your dues, you participate in our activities, and we deem it fate that we need to do that to honor you. You do it.
So that means that not every lawyer in Ashanti region is part of the Ashanti Bar.
Oh, you may be part of Ashanti Bar, but if you are not in good standing, you don't pay your dues, you don't pay your people. When somebody is bereaved, when somebody we need lawyers and you are not there, you don't expect me to also be there.
It makes sense. It makes
sense.
That's
why I'm saying that for us, we are together. So anytime we move, but if you decide to isolate yourself, if you decide not to contribute, there's something we call we call it NCNC, no contribution, no chop.
It makes sense.
If you didn't come, do you expect me to be there?
It makes sense. It makes sense.
So this misconception about turning your body upside down and then using quota to cover your back and all that, we don't do it.
The quota.
There are so many of them. And that lawyers are liars. No lawyer is supposed to. If you do that, it is even unethical. You can listen to the person and then advise and direct that this is probably and then the person takes the decision. And you are not the one to go and mount the boss and swear by the Bible that you are going to tell the truth and
nothing
all that.
But the truth.
Yes, you are not the one doing that. Unless it is your personal case and then you are in the boss and then you tell lies. That one is personal. It's not the law that is making you to lie. It may be your own conduct, but the training, the ethics of the profession is said that you cannot lie. You cannot lie. Because if you do that, and it happens that the person, maybe if it's a case, and then you do that, the person can send you to a disciplinary committee on misconduct, and then you can be sanctioned.
Your license can even be revoked.
Yes, be suspended. You can even be debarred, depending on the magnitude of the case. So, if like my former national president Yabuafu would say, if anybody should go to heaven,
it should be lawyers.
It should be lawyers, because we go by the rules, we go by the law, we go by regulations.
Lawyer, someone wants me to ask you that: do lawyers belong to secret societies?
Well, the profession doesn't ask you to belong to a secret society.
But it's your personal choice.
That's your choice. If you can choose to go to and I don't know what it's meant by secret society.
Okay, it can be relative. So
it can be relative, yes, because I may belong to some groups, some associations, and other. If you don't understand, you may think that it is secret. Because something that you don't know is what you call secret.
Absolutely.
But the profession will not tell you, apart from you being a member of the association, it doesn't tell you to join.
Regional bar.
Oh yes, but because when you pay your dues to us, then you're a member. But I will not, or the teaching and the training does not tell you to go and join a particular group. No.
Lawyer,
by the grace of God, we are self-sustaining.
So, would you say the legal profession is a rich avenue? Because
that one. If you want to do that, if by your hard work you work, and then maybe because you are paid according to the work you do, there's a scale of fee. If by the grace of God you had a case or a legal issue that it's running into millions of cedis, and you charge your percentage in accordance with the scale of fee, and then you get money, so be it. It is your money. It is your money. So it's not like automatic, like if you are a lawyer, you are rich. I don't know how even to determine who is rich and who is not rich, but that's why I'm saying that you can be you can sustain yourself. At least you can sustain yourself. And it depends on how the person decides to use his or her money, and how lucky or how favorable God will favor you to get such maybe a juicy case or a juicy contract and all that. That will depend on you. But of course, when you work diligently, you're definitely going to be blessed by God.
Do you have any regret as a lawyer? And is there any part of your legal journey that almost made you rescind your decision?
Not that has come up, but sometimes you work and then you would have wished that maybe this you could, if you have maybe applied it this way, maybe it would have been better. You wouldn't have gotten the result that you got.
Right.
But like I told you, the law is there for you to take advantage of and then move forward. So I lose a case today and I will not regret it, because if I know that I've worked diligently as far as I'm concerned, I'm not negligent in any way, I'll move up. That's why we have the levels. You understand? Yes. So regret, I won't say I've regretted doing the profession. That one I will not say. But in the course of working, you might have regretted maybe taking up a particular case and the manner in which you did it. Maybe you wouldn't have done it that way. Like I said about the first application that I said I made. I regretted not asking.
Today you know better.
Question.
You would have.
Oh yes, and my training colleagues, my lawyer, I tell them that don't take any case for granted.
Don't underestimate
any case. No case is too small, and no case is too big.
And
every case is regulated by a particular law. Learn that law and then apply it.
Absolutely. Now, as your tenure progresses, what are some of the legacies that you're leaving behind as Ashanti Bar president?
Not even as Ashanti Bar president, but as a lawyer. A mark that I want to make is to be an established and accomplished person for myself. That I work and I'm satisfied with the work I've done. And I expect that people that I train will also learn from that. I expect that the profession, we all go by the ethics of the profession. And then that is what makes the profession a profession. You can, and then nobody will respect, because if you violate it, nobody will even respect the profession. So my duty, even as the president, is to ensure that as a bar, we go by the rules, we go by the ethics, so that at least we maintain the dignity and the sanctity of the profession.
Absolutely.
So that even if I'm not there, nobody will say that, oh, you never say Ashanti Bar. He's not the one who brought these issues and all that. So my whole being has been to lead and lead well. So that even when I'm not there and my children or my offspring who comes after me, who even read cases that I've handled, will say that, oh, indeed, he's
you
a
left
lawyer.
a good mark.
I left a good mark. And then for others to also follow, and also for my colleagues in the profession, in the region, we have already distinguished ourselves. Wherever we find ourselves, even when we join the bench, everybody knows that those who had some stint, even practicing as judges, magistrates in the region, when they go out, that is there. You see that characteristics, that these people are firm, they know the law. And when it comes to, we say this is a bar person, this person is a lawyer, and you mentioned that he's from Ashanti. We have distinguished ourselves. And that is the tradition that we have also been following. And it's our belief that those who are behind us, who are coming, will take up that culture of Ashanti Bar, that spirit of Ashanti Bar, so that wherever you find yourself, look, let me tell you, even in politics, those who have been trained from Ashanti region make a mark. And I can mention a lot of names, even the current dispensation that we have, the current parliament that we're talking about, the lawyers there. You see how the second deputy speaker is a member of the bar. You see how he's handling affairs there. I mean, I can go on and go on. The former, but I'm saying that when a lawyer is trained from Ashanti, wherever he finds himself, you make a mark. You make a mark.
Please call me and say something to lawyer. On 0246-807-545, 0246-807-545. I spoke to lawyer Kwame Owusu Sekyere, the president of the Ashanti Bar Michima, a lawyer for a war Asante Memuhano. Krabatako, is that the right chi? Onena Odano, on the opening case.
A lawyer for Ghana and Krabatewo Ashanti.
A lawyer for Ghana and Krabatewo Asante Memuno. Penny.
Nice. It could different from the bar. No?
Okay.
But Krabatewo
Ashanti region. Okay. Hello, good evening. Sina to say. Radia do me hoye pa. Then I person kache lawyer. Oh, you online ninye cry.
Hello.
Please give me a call now on 0246-807-545, 0246-807-545. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Evening.
See that to say? Osmani, what's that? Two quarter forms on. Nice on Osmani. Thank you so much for calling. Lawyer, yeah, Brenna son, sir. But last year, you organized the fabulous your yearly bar celebrations was hosted in Ashanti region, and I'm sure that preparations needed on Wana would be say home. What went into the preparation, and after the celebration, what was the feedback like from the other bars?
Nyankopandom o said na your strategic plan ana yinim say sa last year no Ashanti Bar and I be hosting national conference and we also aware say it coincided with national elections and open so na odi no anniversary 25th anniversary no so na ewo and from say me be join bar no dey we say said the American we lead here na ye na ibinom editi ababa it you know another of the characteristics and I say culture ye me fa the last one and son ye be 2015 that time na lawyer champion boafo and na president na sa conference no ye nye bi organa hada
okay
I just say you can't want some edutwem that I am paying for a krum hanum or pimsona mu for ankasa dinner and my lawyer for a Ghana by Nina Chief Justice then Ubio by Biano Echo dinner nibi na opinion kojubus that I came me boss or also SGI lawyer of course there I can say lawyer for no basana. Emma chrono economy no ekraso egru ena de yebeka ayebe de baba beye omana sem aye ka ho asem ena eboa nso ma lawyer for bi kwa wi anom ba kuma se krada emo ena oba wo se yeje ahoho ena yeje obi aka ye ho nti yenum nyina betena kama te se de ye no nete anom no be mu oni age nti sa history no ene culture na ye wo no ena 20 last year 2024 no so ebeto ye no so no na yeso ye nya ade a sabi ebegu ye num ase nti ye boy homoden ema the lawyer di bia ofri Ashanti region bia so boy na Nyankopon aye adom ye senya krum hanom panyfo bia omoso eye omoye adwuma so eso yesisi anase omoso yimu ema ye na krum afo so Ashanti mem so omoje yefe so then regional minister honorable Simon Semesa onene greater Kumasi MCs ofori krum MC yenua Sampan kwada so omunyina kambu eje yefe so police commander no so no lawyer immigration officer lawyer omunyina kan mu bu ema security anti boni bia ena omo ewo kru no so je omo feso sebi omo tunton nuane boys ne lawyer si omunyina ko ne di adwumre kra de ani twem ye night clubs
ye keka
chese ye
some year juma break
yes ena ya ba no so no ne aba
nti the travel break
sanity nti ade na ema anije bakru no bia ye bi
right
a lawyer for a host you more officially na 2560
wow
and over tie and also eno ye omo obi on ma about the bye obi on ma ni nua bi kra ma kuma se da wonya ho obi o ba bi omunyina bai nti eyefe ebro eda the vice chancellor of KNUST professor Dixon fantastic and also EGFSO your program ohunina obabi president kra bedidi kra no osama ne betrane I mean obia GFSO mofre okrum ampanyfo okrum a lawyer for man didi obia tem omune lawyer for tena kama ntie no kra no mefo fidie so ada panyfo okra na opem so de oye de da eno so etwem san ye dina krama e bai ne ekofa ye see your legends na obia ye free so free region or be a tunuma or yard near Kofa a Lumba Sufi a Suta of Ashanti region. I didn't buy no so a babe J amount for any or Chame Kwame a hammer. Udim hammer.
Aye.
Or a producer.
Sound engineer hammer. Okay.
Oh, no, the damn the Suma Yina. Lumba Munina do mobile ma just say a year kama just be obey any who am bofra and be who lawyer near Sebi unim seni CJJ also be a bra lawyer Momutimi at na okay feedback no ye call ye council meeting ne a baby of Bekubia you say hey Ashanti region, Mona Moye, and no Bia Sheso, say Obebi.
Into Bobasa will still be more Ashanti region, David. Oh,
yeah, strategic plan, Yama, this year, Kowa, Ebia, if you're bar, and maybe a plan a bear, no, say be a beba,
Montagna, Ashanti region.
Depend be Benya, Nanka Ashanti.
Debia,
yes, oh, yeah, Obre. Oh no bread, Unyaquine, you and me said by all yourself for any budget.
No crepa. Your final words will be per se or your lawyer. Will be when you didn't say one day, be a lawyer to say one of your callers. Yeah, what advice? Yeah, to say that this young thing and a beg the pass, yeah, before was lawyer and the moon you have brave. I
didn't quite you know there. And I add in a crowd. If you have got a man, then say a quentu, a Juma and a Odibe Dachi. And he a mre who be no addition was a Usiama Unia says you are obey. And a lawyer Jumano, you know, I can't say a jealous cause. Absolutely, Bibia for and Cajon. Say, only lawyer a trim panada, who say, Sebi. Onyamre kra ma senye dona obedonwa onyamre ma no nya wi adwuma no kra so ebia so de mbetu ese kabo no sia ebia na kofie se bia me kwa kope bibia eso wa frɛ se me no be kan se bia inspire obi kra ma se bia obaba be lo no ka se oh that me tie lo ya sumesi kra na mra me bedu de me du na obi nya asɛm no timi ekoko twitwaje na anaso timi tu obi fo ema empunti obi ba na brabo ma some I medium
mark.
So, and tea, I know the idea a deeper hojuma, and tea a ding, it was so soon, who committee home, who two home for a farmer obey a sedumano. Let me up one now, we saw the actual school, and I said the actual say Juman Mrano, a taste of the profession, won't you mean to Tunase, because I know and a bow ama the Ukusia say. Will be a contract as a be scales original no conco inflating in an animana. No, na abwa amoti me ababa be lawyer near because a lawyer anyway, dear Sebi, assembly in home. Anybody other there will be pewasem, will be pewasem. Name me say, me canto so, manning your home.
Ladies and gentlemen, today I sat with Lawyer Kwame Owusu Sekyere, who is the Ashanti Bar president, and I wish we were not even ending, but like he's saying, the law is a beautiful profession. In fact, there's one reason why I love lawyers, or I love the law, and it's the fact that Yetimiche will be doctor, Yetimiche will be professor, Yetimiche will be title be but law nidie me who see a confess our title na will be that you need to go to school. No matter what, you need to train, study. No wonder they are called the learned people, because you need to learn. We are there for title and just work on school, and so it's an enviable profession, one of the most enviable professions in the world. And it's been a very, very insightful conversation. Lawyer, thank you so much for coming. Me who our fans for send you a message. Big shouts to Sprekify, to C White Phone said, oh, so Medimix Ayurvedic soup. Mr. Obora and Ivero Cosmetics, any Opoku Trading, any SG Mola. And just a minute beer say Medimix Ayurvedic soup. Medimix Ayurvedic soup. It in 18 natural herbs and aye. In tier bow ni peduani ye pa qualastra or peninsula. obia to me use Medimix Ayurvedic soap. Ye wo yenim die, ye wo body ne die, ye wo obia benyane die. Medimix Ayurvedic soap. Ewo any very cosmetics were doom. Opoku trading were doom. And I face so SG more take. Thank you so much for listening to Leaderboard series today. My name is Abuna K. Adam. See you next week with another very, very educative conversation.